Hello everyone, welcome back, and this will be your general weekly reading for the sign of Taurus for the week of July 6th. And at this time I'd like to give a very special thank you to each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting it noticed, and for all the thumbs up on all the videos that you've watched and also hitting the hype button. Thank you. And of course, all the lovely comments. It is truly nice to hear from everyone out there. I do appreciate it very much, and I do thank you for doing that. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. So doing a little bit of studying on your finances, you're starting out with this week. Trying to calculate something, trying to figure out how much money you need, what you got to do to get it in some cases. Some people are trying to earn it by going back to school, taking a course of interest, something that is going to increase your finances as well as your stability. So that's really good to see coming in for you. Oh, Ace of Cups, nice. Well, if you've had any doubts on which way you're going, you've gotten past that. You know, you're overcoming. This is abundance, beauty, pleasure, passion. Ooh, gotta like it. You're really seeing people for who they are and what their worth is. Like, you can really see the writing on the wall. Nobody's getting anything past you. You're not allowing yourself to sugarcoat anything that you're seeing. You're seeing people for who truly what they are. But it's a very lucky moment for you here. And the King of Pentacles. So yes, definitely take care of your investments, your finances, opportunities coming in, and no longer questioning what you have to do in order to hold on to your finances, where to vest them. You know, you're taking the leadership role in this, understanding that things are changing for you for the better of your own accord. Like, you've brought this into your life. This wasn't handed to you. This was you earning it. You know, this could be a new relationship as well for some of you. Possibility is here for marriage or a new child entering into life, which really makes you take care of your finances. Oh, nice. 10 of Cups. Happy home, happy life. You know, things coming really to fulfillment for you. This is family, commitments, total love and support for those around you. Now, this can be in your job, your home, your family, your friends, all of the above. This is you celebrating with the universe, celebrating with the world of all that you've accomplished, because right now you are very much in that mode of contentment. Like, you're very content going forward, understanding what you have is yours. So you're reaping your rewards this week in all areas of your life. You know, if these are get-togethers, people are very happy to see you. You're happy to see them. Those sort of get-togethers. And the King of Cups. Definitely following your instincts here. You're supported. You're doing the leadership role. You're very talented in whatever chosen field that you have taken up. And people are now appreciating you. So things are starting to come a little bit more easy. So you're calming down a little bit, which is nice. You know, we all need that downtime. And you are more than willing to accept it. And the Emperor. Knowing your own power. Understanding what it is that you want for your future and how you're going to go about it. So this is respect, leadership role, planning. You know, you're taking on that figure of fatherhood. You know, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. There's that strength, that persona that people can lean on you. You're standing there strong in your life going forward. And the Temptress, very nice. Just starting something fresh. New beginnings, new opportunities, right place, right time, and it really brings you to that balance, harmony. You know, this is the beginning of, you know, sensibility, stability, positive. You know, you're really finding what makes you content and happy. So you're getting to enjoy your week. Things are really starting to come together for you financially. You're very much on power. You're very comfortable. Yeah, 4 cups. Looking back, a little bit of, you know, 4 cups is just a little bit bored, looking at your life, wondering, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda, those sort of thoughts. But you're comfortable and you know you have what you wanted. Now you're trying to figure out, are you comfortable enough? Is there more out there? And of course there is. There's more on hand, more on offer. But you are just going over what you've accomplished, where you're at, what you have, and asking yourself that question, you know, do I really need any more? So this is your fulfillment, you know, surprising gifts coming in, unexpected, which is wonderful. And the Knight of Wands. So knowing that you are moving forward on something, this is taking action. This could be a vacation, by motorcycle, SUV, train. You are trying to move forward on something that you have wanted to do and you just sort of put on the side burner. But you've been listening to your own ideas recently and understanding that things are going forward whether you participate in them or not, and you're realizing that there's more that you want to see, have, and do. And it doesn't matter how old you are moving forward now with conviction. You know, you've curbed your impulses for quite some time, and now you're realizing what it takes in order for you to start this new path going forward. This is creativity, you know, feeling more free-spirited, just wanting to do something. After all, it is that time of year. And the 7 of Rods. Okay, so definitely understanding that, you know, this is self-dependence, defending what you believe, protecting in your beliefs. You know, if there's any kind of competition, anything like that, you're standing behind your words. You know what you said, whatever that may be, whether that's in a job, a relationship, friendship, but you've already come to the conclusion of what is going to make you feel secure. So good for you for protecting what you know is the right areas of your life. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you get to have a little romance here for some of you. Isn't that nice? You're following your intuition. You know, you have a thought and it's usually right on power. You're developing a little more camaraderie with some of your family members as well. So this may be a get-together where you know, in the past didn't quite always see eye to eye, but now you're more in the flow of things for yourself and you're following your own wisdom. You can see what others miss. And the 5 of Pentacles. So definitely watching your finances. There's been a little bit of, for yourself, you know, health worries. And you're trying to move away from that. There's been a bit of a financial loss. Now, that could be something so simple as, you know, you lent some money to a friend or a relative and you realize it's not coming back. So you're changing your way that you interact with others, the way you're moving forward. You know, you will recoup this, but it was unfortunately a learning curve for many of you to know where your finances are, you know, leaking, I guess in some cases I should say. And the Page of Cups. So there's a new romance coming in for some of you. It's good news related to romance. This could be a friendship that turns into something more solid for some of you. You know, somebody that you've known for quite some time. and you thought about it and then you sort of, pushed it out of your mind. Well, now they are trying to figure out how to break the ice with you to move forward on this relationship, or this could be you going up to them trying to figure out what your next move should be, because you don't want to have the thought that you missed a good opportunity. And the Ace of Swords. So definitely moving forward. If you are feeling, stumped at all or stuck at anything, this is your time to find your inspiration, move forward. You have that heart-to-heart talk with some people to clear the air because you feel it's overdue, and in many cases it is. You've learned something that has put that spark underneath you, and you want things to finish on a more positive note going forward. Now, that can be in any manner. You're also realizing that things have really changed around you, people, places, and things, and you're just trying to find where you fit in now, what makes you comfortable, what you're going to do going forward. You're asking yourself all those pertinent questions this week and coming up with some wonderful answers for yourself that you've learned about different people in your life and yourself. So, if you got a problem, you're making sure that, yes, you'll take those few minutes or a sleep or whatever it takes for you to filter through things before you react. And the Chariot. Some of you are thinking of moving on, setting your own course going forward, understanding something in your life needed to change, and you will definitely, take the bull by the horns and do what it is that it needs to be for you to move forward on your future. This is movement, progress. You're taking action on something with determination that it will exactly turn out the way you had wanted it to. So you're in control. This is your destiny, your reactions, and it's going to take courage for you to take that next step, but you have figured out the best way for you to do that for yourself this week. Four of Pentacles, yes. Hanging on to your finances, watching that you don't overspend. It's the card of long-term security, and you're making sure that you have enough for yourself. You've come accustomed to taking care of you and your finances, so you're well aware of what your spending is, and you have cut yourself back on many things that you enjoyed because, well, you just didn't want to wind up short in the pocket. But now you're realizing that you need to step out again, enjoy life a little bit more, and it's going to cost you a little bit of finances, but nothing that you cannot handle. So you're learning to, open the purse strings just a little bit to enjoy yourself. And the Five of Rods. So definitely feeling there's a competition, or you're worried about something here for some of you. And understanding that in some cases it is challenging, but you're still willing to overcome the obstacles, support yourself, and move forward on this. Like I said, this can be in a job, a relationship, friendships, family, and it feels like you are feeling there's just too much going on, too many people asking too many things. So you're stepping back away from it and just watching what happens before you go forward any farther. But you're really watching your finances. You still want to take these trips, and will, because that's just where you're at. You're just in a mood this week of stepping back, recalibrating, and then making a decision on how you're going to go forward. And the Magician, very nice. Nice way to show up. Understanding you can accomplish anything that you've put your heart and mind to, and moving forward on this is new beginnings, new opportunities. You're not holding back anymore. You're realizing that it's time for you to step forward So you're really mustering up the courage, realizing that you do have enough. You can accomplish what it is you want. But for many of you, it's a journey. There's something that you have wanted to do for a while. Financially, you decided not to. Now you're being a little more adventurous than you have been in a while. So you're very focused on turning, your values around. This is spiritually moving forward. This is you taking action this week, realizing that it's time to do what this desire is that you have wanted, and you will be okay with this. You're rewarding yourself instead of holding yourself back. You can move a mountain this week if you chose to, but you're just willing to step into this new way of doing things. All right. And your oracle card. Grace and inner strength needed to remove challenges. The power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are. And there you go. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.